Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burning G. All by his bread. Bitch, I'm all up by my bread. All by my bread. Bitch, I'm all up by my bread. All by my bread. Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burning G.
How much is enough time for your loved one life being took? We got a special episode coming to you from the PBC today, my brothers and sisters. I hope everybody having a great day. It's your boy PBK9s giving it to you fair and unbiased, raw and uncut. We coming from the UK. Big shout out to all my people in the UK, all my people in Africa, all my people in Asia. You know, like I said, we got a special episode today, man. How much is enough time is the title. You know, I be giving y'all news articles from around the world all year long. We hear about this child losing their lives, or his or her life. You know, we hear about this adult losing his or her life. You know, how much time is enough for your family member? You know, we got to sit back and think. I need you to think about this before you just blurt it out, my brother and my sister who watching this video or listening to this video, because I'm serious on this note. You know, we never really look at it from that standpoint. But you know, when I give you this news, and you know that the XL bullies and the bully dogs have a ban in the UK. You know, now this episode is, you know, we gonna get into details about a situation that happened and with a rapper from the UK where his bully dogs mauled a lady to death. But how much is enough time? You know, if somebody dogs mauled your brother, your sister, your mama, your daddy, your daughter, your son, your niece, your nephew, if they mauled them, whoever your family member is, to death, and they gave, and the government gave that particular person probation, took the dogs away, maybe gave them a permanent ban from dogs, you know, or don't even hold the person responsible at all. You know, how would you feel if they gave them a year in prison? Do you feel like that's enough? 5 years. Do you feel like that's enough for the consequences, for the action that was held against your family member? And like I said, this episode we talking about how much is enough for the punishment of not you breaking the law, when actuality, the bully, this particular situation happened, I want to say 2 or 3 days. The video gonna tell you 2 or 3 days after the ban, the XL bully ban. How much time is enough, man? Because I can get up here and I can say, oh man, he should get life in prison. He should get life. He should get 20 years. He should get 10 years. He should get 5 years. I can get up here and say, it's not his fault. It's the dog's fault. Some people gonna like it. Some people ain't. Some people gonna understand it. Some people won't. But let's just be logical as human beings that have loved ones. You know? If your loved one went around the corner, going to the grocery store, going anywhere, and was supposed to be back in 15, 20 minutes, next thing you know, you got a call saying they were in the hospital, they was mauled by a group of dogs. Would you be mad at the dogs, or would you be mad at the owner? Or both? You know, and this situation, man, like I said, if you have been bitten by a dog, you can understand what we're speaking about. See, I've been bit by a dog, and the great thing about it, about the whole situation is, I'm a dog man. You know, I'm just like you. I know these dogs inside out, just like you, right? So I feel just like you that I can handle any dog that you put in my hands. So when a dog bit me and I felt helpless as a grown man that know how to handle these dogs, I can understand how these dogs rip and tear apart people that's not used to dealing with them on a regular. You know, we can look at these dogs and say, oh, he wouldn't have bit me like that. He wouldn't have got me down, or he wouldn't have shook me like that. That's a damn lie that you're telling yourself. I don't care who you is. Like I always say, Mr. Crenshaw, Mr. Tant. I'm naming the old school bulldoggers that you know dealt with these dogs, and you know that's used to dealing with these dogs and done seen a little bit of everything. You know, how many old schoolers you done seen, my brothers and sisters out there, that deal with old school bulldoggers in their 70s, 80s, you know, that you done seen that lost finger nubs, lost a nub of their finger because of bulldogs. I know several, you know. How many people you done seen lost a whole finger because of bulldogs? You will run across these old schoolers. I know several of them, man. So the thing is, how much time is enough time for your loved one? Do you think somebody should get life with no parole? Is that too excessive? Oh, that's too much time. You know, would you feel like that if the judge gave them life with no parole? For your loved one life being taken, would you feel that same anger for that person in the courtroom when it's time to go to court? Would you feel the same anger for the person that dogs they were as you feel for a person that's just out here doing the shooting and all that type of stuff, just random crime and all kind of stuff, and maybe one of your loved ones had lost their life? Would you feel that same anger for the dog owner that actually didn't harm your loved one physically themselves, but their pets did, as you feel for the street guy or the crime doer out there? You know how we see brothers go to court and they see the people that harm their loved ones, and they jump over the jury, jump over the desk with the lawyers and stuff sitting there trying to get to the person that committed the crime? Will you feel that much hate for them? You know, and like I said, to anybody that ever been bit by a dog, you know exactly what I'm saying. Cause we act macho, and our egos get to our head, and we feel like we the top of the top when it comes to handling these dogs, and nobody can handle these dogs like I can. But when them dogs flip on you, and that don't mean your dog flip like he snaps and go, but when them dogs get to the point where they bite you, or they bite something and you in between that something, you get bit, and the dog is still, see, it's a difference between me training a dog, right? And I'm getting nipped, or he bite me accidentally. You see, I trained them Malinois, and I done got bit several times by the Malinois. But it's a different kind of bite in that situation. You know, when that pit get hold to you, it ain't the same, dog. You know, and I say this to any brother, and like I always say, I'll debate it with you if necessary. When them dogs got you on the end of that barrel, and you the one they trying to bite, and I ain't talking about an accidental bite. Maybe he accidentally bit you, but now he not stopping. So when you're on the other end of that barrel, it's a different ball game, fam. That little 30, 40-pound dog, 45-pound, 50-pound dog that you can throw around, that you can pick up, that you can run with, that you think scared of you, that you think respect you, When they got that, when they in that mode, it's game time now, you know? And I can say that because I can say I'm one of the ones that I'm gonna put myself there. I'm one of the ones that'll say, oh, I can handle these dogs. Oh, if necessary, I take them and throw them, get them out the way, slam them on. When them dogs on your ass, one dog, American Pit Bull Terrier or any type of dog in that type of the bull breed dogs, when they on your ass, it's a whole different ball game, man. I can understand why people fear dogs the rest of their lives when after being attacked by a dog. You know, I can understand why certain people say certain things after being attacked by bull breed dogs, or they feel certain kind of ways after being attacked by these bull breed dogs. You know, if it wasn't, see, this the thing I say, it's the love of the dog that allowed that dog to still be living after biting me. You know, not saying, oh, after you bit me, I'm gonna go shoot you. I'm talking about when you get bit and you feel like the only way you can save yourself is to kill the dog. When I'm talking about when you got in your head, like I said, I had in my head that my finger, my thumb was about to come off. It's gonna be a bloody scene like a movie, blood spurting, going out everywhere. When you get that in your head, there's nothing else you can do. Just go ahead and get ready for it. You know, it's not a joke no more. It's not a game no more. It's not playtime. This shit is real out here. All these people that I did these news articles for over the past 2-3 years, from babies to full-grown adults, 70, 80 years old, lost their lives because of one dog, 2 dogs, 3 dogs, 5 or 6 dogs. I done gave y'all brothers and sisters articles where the owners of the dogs were mauled to death. Like the brother in California where they try to say it was pit bulls, was Crescent Canaries and all kind of stuff like that. You think that brother felt unsafe around his dogs? He wouldn't have had them if he felt unsafe. He felt like he had that total situation under control. But when shit pops off and shit hits the fan, you gotta know what's going on out here, man. You gotta know what side of that, like I always say, what side of that barrel you on. Nobody can explain what these dogs think when they get in that mode. All we can say is they black out. All we can say is they see red. All we can say is they won't stop. Nobody knows what these dogs are thinking when they're in that mode. Or we can say, oh, this dog come from a dog pound, so we don't know the history of these dogs. Or these dogs come from this, and we don't know the temperament of mixing these dogs together. But that don't solve the problem. What are you to do when it happens? I could have easily, and matter of fact, I'm going to take that all the way back. You know, when the dog had my thumb, not my throat, not my arm up here, you know, in this area, my arm, or when he had my thumb, I was so scared and it hurt. The fear was more than the pain. I'm gonna say it like that. You know, my finger had went numb. My whole hand had went numb to an extent. And when he finally let go, it definitely went numb. My hand was numb for days. You know, I couldn't move my thumb for days. I know it wasn't broke, but it was straight numb. And it didn't even have a big hole in it, just a little small little cut. Small tooth hole, rather. But the brain, once the brain get it locked in to the point that, oh, I'm about to lose my arm. You can imagine if it was an arm situation and he was shaking me. And the thing is, you trying to save your life. If you got to lose a limb, you trying to save your life. So you're not thinking about it in the same way as if we watching this video and we just giving out answers. We saying what we gonna do. That's a whole different ball game, brother. Whole different ball game. I'm telling anybody, man. That's why I always say be responsible with these dogs. But at the same time, accidents happen. With me, it was my own dog. The dog had my thumb. My thing was to try to open his mouth to get my thumb out, right? I didn't even have enough time I couldn't go in my pocket, let him have my thumb, go in my pocket, get a knife, and try to cut his throat. I didn't have time for that. All it takes is one or two shakes, one shake, and my thumb is out of joint now. Now that my thumb is out of joint, and he just got my thumb in his mouth still, and my thumb's just wiggling on the hand, no particular direction, any direction they want to go. Now, just say, I'm just giving you examples. Now it's starting to bleed. He's tasting the blood. You know, I'm not the one to say, oh, dogs get bloodthirsty, but I will say, if he's biting something and he's getting some type of blood from it, I'm quite sure it'll make him bite even more. So what is enough time is what I ask you, because we're going to get into this article coming from the UK, where 2 or 3, I want to say 3 dogs, if at least 3, maybe more, grab hold to a woman and began attacking her. Not 1 minute. See, my situation, I'm going to say my situation lasted for about real time, real time, my situation lasted for a few minutes, but it felt like eternity. When I'm telling you, when I tell you, I never in my life been scared in a situation when it comes to these pit bulls until then. And that was the last time. You know, never been scared, man. Scared for what? Oh, they cranked up. I done seen dogs crank up where, oh, they get all the way cranked up and they start want to turn around and grab certain other things, and you got to, see, it's a difference when you seeing one cranked up and you know you got to get away from it than him already having you in his grasp and you can't get away. A few minutes feel like a lifetime, you know. Now, to this woman, and we can all probably agree to this. Our physical ability, me as a man, I'm physically able to fight off these dogs or fight off this dog that I'm with more than a woman would be able. You know, if that would have happened to a woman, she would have lost her thumb. And I always say, be calm, because I'm a dog man. My mind was telling me to keep this pit bull off his feet. Because as long as this pit bull is on his feet, he can get strength, he can shake, he can do damage. My mind was telling me to take this pit bull off his feet the best way I can and still not lose my thumb in the process. So I put all my weight down on his head as I laid on the ground with him. 7 o'clock in the morning, like I explained to y'all brothers and sisters, I'm looking around. Nobody's here to help me. 7 o'clock in the morning, what is this guy? They're even messing with the dog for that early in the morning. Because I get up and I get to my duties with my dog. And that particular time, I was conditioning one. Nobody there to help me. So we got a woman who was attacked by a rapper from the UK. His dogs, she was watching his dogs for him. The dogs turned on her somehow or another. Nobody was around to help her. And this happened for 12 minutes. But you know how long that 12 minutes was to a woman that's getting attacked by multiple dogs? It's horrifying, man. It's horrifying. And my question, like I said to y'all, is what is enough time? You know, if it would have happened to one of your family members. Is there enough time that a pet owner can get in your eyes if his pets harm your family member in that way. Take their lives, end their life, and everything that they had going for the future. You know, how many people I done gave the news articles when these young babies who have lives ahead of them, great lives ahead of them, family, kids, grandkids, great-grandkids that they want to have later on down the line. It's all taken away because of your dog. You know, and I always say, man, you always heard me say, everybody have different reactions to that as pet owners. You know, me, myself, if one of my pets went out there and harmed somebody in that way, and I didn't send them to harm them, and he just went out there or she just went out there and took somebody's life, there would be no question whether that dog get put down or not. You know, I'm not the one that's going to go in there and try to fight the situation, to keep the dog, and my dog, trying to make sure my dog don't get put. The dog got to go. He took somebody's life. She took somebody's life that unwarranted at that. You know, it's different if I'm getting attacked or I send them at somebody that's trying to, and they trying to protect me or something. That's different. An unwarranted attack and they take somebody's life, you know, I can't see, you know, me being in that situation and trying to protect my dogs. Life, human life is far too precious. You know, and we all know that we born, and when we born, we have an expiration date. We have a due date. Everybody's gonna leave this earth one day. But we don't want to rush it. We don't want to rush the next person's on, or your fellow neighbor, or when I say neighbor, I mean anybody. That don't necessarily mean somebody staying next to you. It just means one of your fellow human beings. We don't want to rush their lives or their family member lives or loved one lives. We want everybody to live long as they can. So what is enough time for you? Or what do you feel is significant if a person's pets come out and harm your family? So we're gonna get into this news article. Like I said, UK rapper, XL bullies. The XL bully and them type of dogs are banned in the UK. It's been a ban for a good while now, but they're banned in the UK. They took somebody's life, took this lady's life, and the judge gave the man the sentence, handed the sentence down. So let's get into this video and we'll speak a little bit more about it when we're done.
A taser used on frenzied dogs after they fatally attacked a pensioner in a Jaywick home. Esther Martin was mauled to death whilst looking after 2 adult XL bullies and 8 puppies. They belong to Ashley Warren, seen here arriving at court today, an aspiring rapper who had asked Esther to look after the dogs at his home whilst he was recording a music video in London. It was then she was attacked and killed, suffering dozens and dozens of bite wounds all over her body, which led to a catastrophic bleed. In court today, Esther Martin's daughter Sonia broke down in tears as she read out her victim impact statement. She said the emotional toil on the family has been incredible. She told the court how she struggles to sleep at night because she's woken up by her mother's screams for help. She says Ashley Warren is entirely responsible for her mother's death. The judge told the court how the attack lasted over 12 minutes and the dogs hadn't been walked in the 4 weeks leading up to the attack. Ashley Warren was today sentenced to 10 years and 3 months in prison, and he will never own a dog again. There were cries of relief from Esther's family as Ashley Warren was led away from the dog.
Your conduct demonstrates a sustained and deliberate disregard of the law, the exposure of others to serious and foreseeable risks, a failure properly to care for the dogs, and an absence, even now, of any real insight on your part as to your offending.
Esther's family say today's outcome represents the accountability they have fought for.
To us, this sentence is more than just a number of years. It is a validation of the pain we have endured and a step towards protecting other families from the same nightmare.
Esther Martin, for anyone that knew her, knew she had a great laugh, a wicked sense of humour. She will be remembered for being a great friend to many, a sister, an aunt, a grandmother and a great-grandmother. But to us, she was and always will be our mum.
Warren was a repeat offender, and during a previous police visit, he referenced his dangerous dogs.
I've had a lot of breeds dogs, and these dogs are so loyal and friendly, it's unbelievable.
The 68-year-old was fatally injured just 2 days after these kinds of dogs were banned in England and Wales, and her family fear if a similar tragedy is to happen again, she'll be forever associated with it, forcing them to relive this nightmare all over again. But now Ashley Warren will also have to pay the price for his reckless disregard. Verity Wishart, ITV News, Chelmsford Crown Court.
Would you feel like 10 years is enough? Some people say 10 years ain't enough. He go do a certain percentage of that, and then he'll be right back out. He can't own dogs for the rest of his life. And I will say this, I'm quite sure, the brother who owned the pets, he didn't want that to happen. And nobody wants that to happen when we own pets. But that's just the situation that unfolds sometimes. And in situations like this, it shows me how much a lot of people, not you or next person, but a lot of people, it shows me how much a lot of people actually care about their fellow neighbors out here. Some people, and I always say it, some people care more about these animals than they do a human being. We'll see a starving dog running up and down the street, and we'll go put food out for him. Oh, there's some scraps for this dog. I see this stray dog. Maybe he eats some of this. And we'll try to take him in. But we'll walk right past a homeless person. And like I say, make excuses. Oh, they can do the same thing I'm doing. They can go to work. They can do this. They can do that. But we'll bring the cats in and feed the cats out the street. Feed these dogs, But when it comes to humans, and I'm not talking about all of us, I'm speaking about some of us. Is 10 years adequate amount of time? Do you feel that way? Drop down in the chat, let me know, man. Do you feel 10 years is enough time for somebody to get, if your family member have been mauled to death by their dogs? Will you show up to the parole hearings? To say you don't think that's enough time. It's a question, man, that, like I said, can be debated on both ends. Me, myself, personally, I feel like human life is way more precious than these animal lives. Like I said, it's a big difference if your dog is protecting you. You see? Because that's what he's supposed to do. But in this situation, that's not what happened. And we seen it all too much. With one dog, maybe the attacker, and then you may have 2 or 3 other dogs lingering around, and they go doing the same thing that the other dog did because of what the other dog doing. One dog will snap out a whole group of dogs. It don't matter what breed of dog it is. It can be bully. It can be American Pit Bull Terrier. We always see this. When one dog attack, you rarely, very rarely get just that one dog attacking and the other dogs just sitting around looking. Once that one dog go to getting blood and shaking and you screaming and you hollering and you all on the ground and the whole scene is bloody, the other dogs join in. 90% of the time that we looked at these news articles, the other dogs join in. Whether they was aggressive, had any aggressive bone in their body, they join in. It's something we can't explain because we don't know what they're thinking. But is 10 years enough? Some folk may say yes, enough. He didn't do the crime. His dogs did the crime. He did the time. He did 10 years. But you lost a life. A loved one. You'll never see them again. All the memories. That's what it is now, memories. It's nothing that you and them could talk about. Oh, you remember when we was young, we did this and now it's memories of them and you talking with somebody else. You remember when so-and-so was here before that incident happened back in the days when we was, it's all memories now. And like I said, that's a hard answer to answer, my opinion, because I know if you did something to my loved one, it's no amount of time that I feel like can justify or you say you went and did 5 years or you did 10 years, but now my loved one gone. But I will say this, this is one of the first times that I've been doing this news that you actually see somebody get that much time for a dog attack. A lot of times when I do this news, you don't see nobody get that much time for a person being mauled to death. You see the dogs get put down, and they may get a little bit of time, a year or so. But I don't really recall reporting on an article where somebody got 10 years. And like I said, 10 years ain't really a lot when it comes to somebody losing their life. And I always got to keep saying this part right here into the equation. The man that's doing the 10 years didn't harm that lady at all. He actually didn't commit a crime at all. But now he's about to go through 10 years for what his dogs did. Some people may say that's overkill. That's too much time for your dogs mauling somebody. I wouldn't say that, but you got brothers and sisters that will say that, and that's just our opinions. But in the UK, they got a total ban for them dogs. So they're gonna look at it differently. They're having a bigger problem in the UK with those dogs attacking and hurting people than I guess other countries. We got our share of them here in America as well. But most of the articles that I gave y'all from America that happened on, I gave you a lot of them. I gave you a boatload of them. A lot of them happened from the owners of the families. A lot of them happened and they turn on their own family, But a lot of them, they be stray dogs running in the streets and they be group of them and they go attack somebody and they do this and they'll do that, But is it enough time, man? Like I said, drop down in the comment, drop down in the chat to let me know what you're thinking about, how you feel about the situation. It's your boy PBK9s. Y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you're not subscribed yet, man, hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit it now. The channel that you love to come to, the channel that gonna give you the most, the PBC Pelican Bay's Corner. Well, I give it fair and unbiased, raw and uncut. But I need for you to tell me how much time is enough time for a situation like this. 12 minutes that woman had to go through that. She was scared than all outdoors. 12 minutes of multiple dogs attacking you from different directions. And we always say, back in the days when we was young, when we first get into these pit bulls, pit bull jaws locked, they jaws locked. Listen, we know that's a myth now. They just got strong jaws. There's no locking mechanism for a pit bull jaws. But I will say this, there is a locking mechanism for pit bull jaws. Not literally, but it is, because when they clamp down on you, there is no way in hell you can open their damn mouth. I don't care how strong you is. What they call them, the strongest man in the world, when they lifting up them big boulders and all that, them big guys, when they do the world's strongest man competition, those guys can't open their mouth either. And we not talking about you just getting behind a dog and you just opening his mouth up. We talking about when they clamp down on you, when they got that clamp on you, you not opening them jaws of that pit bull. And that's why we need breaking sticks, a stick, something that's strong enough to wedge that dog jaws open. You can't do it with the hands. I'm almost willing to bet and feel comfortable saying it's humanly impossible. You have a better chance of hitting that dog and get him to let go than you taking your hand, is what I try to do, take my hand and open his mouth like an alligator mouth. It's not gonna happen. I don't give a damn how scared you is and how strong you feel like you is. It's not going to happen. Not when you got a bulldog on you. And that's where the rumor come from, the lock jaws. Because they lock. They whatever they do, they jaws clamp down with that pressure. It's so strong, you feel like they got a locked jaw. I promise you. That dog is not even, you're not even fading that dog when you're trying to open his mouth and he clamp down. It's just like an alligator. They say an alligator, when it's coming down, it's super strong. Who can stop an alligator from clamping their jaws together? But from what people say, I don't know. But when it comes to alligator opening his jaws, and if you got his mouth already and you got his mouth closed, you can keep his mouth closed. Because his opening power is not the same as his closing power. Now, when you trying to, it's a difference when holding a dog mouth closed and trying to keep them from opening their mouth. You not, they don't got none of your skin, or they're not biting you at the time, and you trying to keep them from opening their mouth. That's a different story. That's possible. You can keep their mouth closed. But once they clamp down on you and you trying to open their mouth, no. It's not going to happen. So that's why I say kind of think, step away from being your macho bulldog with a high ego. Step away from that, from being that bulldogger and saying, oh, I can get loose of this, or I can get loose, and think reality out here, man. And that's why I speak with so much seriousness when it comes to people getting bit by these dogs, because I done been bit by one. People that never been bit by one, they gonna speak about it just as if when people speak about the streets and never been in it. When people speak about what they'll do in this situation when they come to jail and never been in it. You don't know what you're gonna do till you be in that situation, but when you hear it from people that already been in that situation, believe what they tell you. Believe what they tell you. Salute to them brothers and sisters down in that chat, man. And I appreciate all y'all that rock with the bait on a daily basis. Appreciate all my brothers and sisters. But I just want to know, what do y'all think? What's on y'all mind today, man, when it comes to, is this enough time for this brother? Or is this too much time for this brother? And if I'm not mistaken, the judge said he don't feel like that brother was even showing any remorse. That's another thing that I ain't gonna lie to you. If I was a judge, I'll throw the book at you. If you got in my courtroom, your dog's done took somebody's life, and you're not looking or even acting like you feel sorry about the situation, your ass about to go. You about to go do some hard time. So I can understand where the judge coming from as far as he said the dude, basically wasn't showing no remorse. And I've heard that already in the United States, that it go down like that as well. That it went down like that, rather. These folk dogs, they harm people. These folk dogs be running around stray. These folk dogs get loose. Their dog is in the total wrong, which puts them in the wrong. Puts them in the wrong. It's no different. Like, okay, now I'm gonna go a little bit to the left with this one, but we're gonna still be in the same ballpark. We'll get in trouble if our kids do stuff while they minors. That really, really bad stuff while they minors. We may get in trouble. They'll say this kid's supposed to be under your supervision. 16, 17, they minors in some places. But 16, we'll say 16. I'm quite sure any brother or sister watching this video right now, no brothers at 16 that's out committing murders, that's out doing shooting, doing this, doing that. How about if the judge start making the parents responsible for these kids until they get 18? You responsible for them to go to school. They want to take you to delinquency and do all that type of stuff and lock you up for a certain period of time or give you probation because your kids don't go to school. But how about them same kids go out here and harm somebody? And we'll say, we can't do nothing about that. We're not controlling them once they from around us. But if they really was giving the parents time for these type of situations, we as parents will be more on their ass as they parent and making sure they wasn't out there doing all that kind of stuff, And like I said, we can't control what our kids do when they not around us. And these dogs, that brother wasn't around the dog. The woman was taking care of the dogs for the brother. It's not like his dogs broke out the house, went chased the woman down and got her. If I'm not mistaken, she was dog sitting the dogs. But the thing is, man, when it happens, it happens. A life is lost and somebody got to pay for it. You know where you got it from first. Like I always say, y'all drop down in the chat. I appreciate everybody that's down in the chat rocking with the Bay. You know what I'm saying? Y'all give me y'all answers, man, and tell me how y'all feel about what is enough time. How much is too much time? Is there such thing as too much time for my dogs hurting your loved one? Not hurting your loved one, just biting them and scratching them and cutting them, but mauling your loved one to death. Is there enough time that the judge can give me? Or is it too little time? If he gave me 5 years, do you feel like I got a slap on the wrist? I wasn't even there. My dogs weren't loose. You was keeping them. So like I said, man, y'all drop down in the chat. You know where you got it from first. It's the PBC, Pelican Bay's Corner, where we give it to you fair and unbiased, raw and uncut. Y'all stay safe. Y'all stay legal. We came live from the UK today. You know what I'm saying? Big salute out to the brother Ken Lightning. You know what I'm saying? Big salute out to all the brothers down in the chat. Big salute to the brother John Demery. You know what I'm saying? Big salute and shout out to the brother Paul Johnson, Mr. 216 Bulldogs, Mad Doctor, all these brothers, man, that rocking with the Bay. Legion Fury from day one. All these brothers that rocking with the Bay, man. I'm just trying to give my brothers and sisters this news and get some information about your head, and just let you see what's going on out here so you'll be aware and maybe it'll make you take better precaution. If you know you got to leave your dogs with somebody, think, is it a chance that these dogs may snap out? Is it a chance? And if they did, can this person handle the dogs? Nobody can handle them. When it's me, myself, I can't handle 2 or 3 dogs coming up on me at one time. I couldn't even handle that one dog. And that dog was 40-some pounds. We talking about XL bullies. We talking about 100-some pound dog. One dog with the weight of 3 American Pit Bull Terriers. You know, we don't know the jaw pressure of these dogs when it comes to who can bite this, which dogs can bite the hardest. But one thing we do know that these American bullies, these XL bullies and these bully type dogs, they have humongous heads. They have big jaws, humongous teeth. You know, so we have to keep all that stuff in mind, man. Just like when I gave you that news article with the brother, I want to say about a week ago, that he saved the 2 girls that was getting bit. The older man saved the 2 girls that was getting bit by the 2 bull breed dogs. Those dogs were at the boarding facility, a place where you will take your dogs and feel comfortable and safe saying your dogs is with responsible people at. But accidents happen. Things happen. And it go down just like that, man. Y'all stay safe, like I said. Y'all stay legal out there. Tune back into the channel. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. It's your boy PB K9s. And I'm out.